When Boosie wears a Kappa sweater, or Jonathan Capehart lets out a ski wee, or Whoopi wears a Masonic sweater, it's different because I know they love us. I know they care about us. And I know they just don't know. But if we're not protecting it, then the next step is the broader culture, particularly white folk, take it. And when white folk take it, they don't want to love it. The other day, Whoopi Goldberg got into a little bit of trouble. She appeared on The View wearing a sweater that she apparently bought off the internet. On the sweater was a Masonic symbol. It had the compass, it had the square, and it was a Prince Hall Freemason sweater. After the show, people went crazy on Facebook, on Twitter. They were sending in messages saying, "How dare you wear that? You're not a member of this organization. This is disrespectful," etc., etc. And so the next day, of course, Whoopi apologized. And she said, "Look, I didn't know. I bought it online. Didn't know what it meant. I'm sorry. I don't know why I shouldn't be wearing it, but I'm sorry I did." Now, shout out to Whoopi. She had no ill intent, I'm sure. She's a good sister. Her apology was sincere, so I appreciate that. But the fact that she doesn't know why she shouldn't wear it speaks to a bigger problem within our culture and broader society. Whoopi's not the first person to do this. A couple days earlier, Jonathan Capehart on his new Sunday show, which y'all should watch, gave a shout out to Vice President Kamala Harris. He mentioned Howard University, and he also mentioned that Vice President Harris was a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. And in doing so, Jonathan Capehart went full Miyaka. He didn't just shout out the sorority. He let out a ski wee.
There, she joined Alpha Kappa Alpha. Ski wee?
Now, I'm happy he shouted out the AKAs, but he could have did that without the ski wee because he ain't no AKA. Last year, Boosie shows up to an Atlanta Hawks game wearing Kappa Alpha Psi paraphernalia. Again, he ain't a Kappa. You shouldn't wear it. Why is it important to protect this stuff? Well, part of it is because people work their asses off to get into these organizations. They made sacrifices, blood, sweat, tears, money, time, treasure, talent, all that stuff to get into the organizations. And so you got to respect that. The other thing is that these are traditions of ours. These aren't just fraternal organizations. These aren't just clubs. These are organizations that are born out of black struggle. Prince Hall Freemasons were created in 1784 by Prince Hall, a Boston black abolitionist who was creating an organization for black folk because they were denied access to the white lodges, both here and back in London, despite the fact that they're based on our mystery systems and our history. So he created something for us. That's a rich history. AKAs, and of course the greatest fraternity known to God and man, Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, were created by black folk trying to create community, trying to highlight achievement in every field of human endeavor in the midst of Jim Crow, in the midst of black social misery, in the midst of American apartheid. This was stuff born out of struggle, and so we can't take that stuff lightly. This isn't about middle-class bouginess. This isn't about saying this is our stuff and you're not our kind of people. I understand that that could be a potential a critique of this kind of logic, but that's not what it's about for me. Freemasons are a black working class organization. And I want to respect that tradition. Kappa is a college-based, Alpha, AKA, is a college-based organization. I want to protect that too. Not because of class privilege, but because it's part of our culture. It's our tradition. And if we let anybody have it, if we let anybody pretend to be a part of it, if we let anybody infiltrate it, then what happens? The next step is white folks. See, when Boosie wears a Kappa sweater, or Jonathan Capehart lets out a ski wee, or Whoopi wears a Masonic sweater, it's different because I know they love us. I know they care about us. And I know they just don't know. But if we're not protecting it, then the next step is the broader culture, particularly white folk, take it. And when white folk take it, they don't want to love it. They want to exploit it. They want to co-opt it. They want to try it on. They want to infiltrate it. And then ultimately they will dismantle it like they've done every other piece of black culture in this country. They take it, they co-opt it, they make it theirs, and they sell it back to us until it's worth nothing. We can't let that happen. So protect your tradition, protect your culture. And if you ain't joined it, if you ain't a member, don't shout it out.